Zach, any changes when you watch the tape as opposed to watching live Saturday?
You know, I felt it was funny because walking off the field on Saturday with the O-line, we all felt like it was just like, you know, and then after watching it with Liam and everything, and a couple of those, you know, RPO runs that that you don't hand off and you throw the RPO, you know, we had some hits. You know, I felt better about it. I did. You know, it wasn't like we weren't physical. I felt like we played on the other side of the line of scrimmage for most of the time, and you know, we got to continue to clean up pass protection and one-on-ones. You know, but being on the same page and calls and everything that we've been working on, I felt like we did a pretty good job. But we just got to continue to, you know, stack days together. And I felt better after we watched the film Saturday and then with the guys again on Monday than I did walking off the field.
Zach, in general, what makes a good center?
What makes a good center? A guy that can see the whole offense, and get guys in the right spot. You know, and I think, you know, we're obviously with Jag moving over there. I think the thing that helps Jag out tremendously is how athletic he is. And what helps Eli back at guard is that Eli's a little bit more stout, a little bit more physical, just more mature. And I think in the run game and in this conference, you have to have big guards, big stout guards, if you want to be able to run the football. And I think that's going to help us out with Jag moving over there. He's doing a really good job of just seeing it. Eli's still helping a little bit. You know, he's still playing in between two guys that have played a lot of football here, so it's helping him out tremendously. But ultimately, what makes a good center is a guy that's smart, a guy that sees it, and a guy that I think is athletic and that can reach a shade, you know, in this offense.
What kind of things can you do with an athletic center? I know they talk in the pros about Kelsey,
Yeah.
Eagles.
I think
being
you
able
can,
to do more things.
No doubt. I mean, I think you can do a lot of different things. I mean, you can get some pin and pull schemes, and you can get some stuff that you feel like you can get your center out on the edge, and I think you can get the second level and cut defenses in half, you know, and in the run game. I think I think Jag can do all that, you know, and he's done a good job with it. So we're going to continue to experiment with it and some of the stuff that we want to get done, but ultimately it frees you up. When you have a guy that athletic at center, you know, being able to get to the second level, being able to pull, being able to recover in pass protection, and, you know, get back and help the guards. So that's stuff that we're focusing on right now.
Liam's been really open about that right tackle job.
Yeah.
Being open for competition.
Yeah.
What do you see from this?
Yeah, I mean, again, Flax. It's really the same crew from last year, right? Trying to, you know, tell all of them like we want somebody to win that job, and, you know, we're waiting for somebody, and it's all consistency. You know, all three of those guys, whether it's Flax, whether it's Dion, whether it's David Wallball, they've all had good days, you know, but we're looking for that consistent, you know, back to back, and that's what we're looking for right now. And, you know, those guys, I think, you know, we talked about in that room, you know, some of the stuff that we were kind of missing last year, just really the competition in that room and the depth that we've kind of added with bringing a couple guys in with Marcus and Tanner, and, you know, I think it's kind of lit a little fire under, you know, just there's more competition in the room, and guys can't relax, and guys know that they gotta bring it every day. And you know, we're still trying to figure out the right tackle spot right now, whether that's somebody in our room, whether we got to go get another one. We're going to do whatever we have to do to feel confident to be able to win games this fall.
Zach, when you have a year like last year with the line, do you find yourself this year maybe a lot of the same guys, like coaching confidence more, just like if something bad happens, just keep your head up?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, you know, in our room, I think we're getting a lot more confidence, and I think just with me being here for the second year and the guys, you know, a lot of the guys back, you know, and again, a lot of stuff really hasn't changed with Liam coming back in here. I mean, the verbiage a little bit, right? But just the mentality, you know, I think Liam does a phenomenal job of relating to the guys and just his vision for the offense of wanting us to be as physical as we can up front, you know, and you know, the guys it's almost like Liam didn't leave, which is nice, and me and Liam are on the same page, and with our vision for the offense, and it's gone really smooth. And, you know, those guys in our room, you know, I think they feel that confidence, and they're playing a little bit more. They've all started, you know, they've played a little bit together, and I think we're building something really well. And again, like I told you guys, we just got to use last year as fuel to the fire. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't up to standard. It wasn't what this university and this program that they've built it on. We know that, and you know, we got to get back to it. And again, there aren't quick fixes. Like, we got to continue to put work in, you know, and just continue to go day by day. But we're on the right path. We're bringing in the right guys. We got more competition in the room, and we're going to continue to build it.
Zach, O-lineman, we talked, just to pick up on what you just said, to a man, they've all used the phrase brick by brick
Yep.
rebuilding. I
Yep.
assume that's the mantra now.
Yep.
From your vantage point, what does that look like?
It's just coming to work every day, and we talked about it before the season. That's talking about in the weight room, and that's before we were on the field. This is our meeting that we had in January when I got to meet with all those guys and our 2 true freshmen. When we had our whole group in here, you know, both our transfers and our true freshmen and our whole group, our 16 guys, we got in that room and we kind of talked about, like, just, hey, last year wasn't good enough, and it's on us. This team will go as we go, and we just every day we're just going to try to continue to build this wall back, the big blue wall, and it's going to be brick by brick, just from the ground up, from the weight room, from the nutrition standpoint, from the meeting room, from the practice, just day by day, just continue to stack good days. And that was kind of what they came up with, and that's kind of, you know, the way we're going.
Zach, what did you like about Marcus on film when you brought him in, and how has he kind of lived up to that?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I watched was Marcus versus us last year, right? And obviously he played, I don't know, about 27 snaps, I think, against us, you know, and then he hurt his foot. But just, if you watch, he's played a lot of snaps. I liked his length. I think he's physical. Everything that you saw him play, he played Vanderbilt, he played us back-to-back last year. And watching those 2 games, and then just hearing what some of the coaches had to say about him, of just his leadership, and then you get around him and you realize how good of a dude he is, just a good human being, and his leadership style, and it was exactly what we need in that room. A mature, a good football player that can hold it down, that are going to hold people accountable. So the film all checked the boxes, and then you get around him, you know, one-on-one and in person. And I remember the first time I met him in person, I left and I was like, this guy's a dude. This guy is I called Coach Stoops and they said, this guy will be our starting left tackle. You know, we got to go to work and try to get him, but he just has a good presence about him.
How do you balance the, you know, like you mentioned, last year not being up to standard, having guys use that as motivation versus also, like, guys, that's the past. Like, we can't.
Yeah,
we can't
no, I
change.
mean, there's no doubt. Like, you just got it's in the rearview mirror. Like, I mean, you can use it to fuel. I mean, I use it. I mean, I learn first year in this league. You learn things that are good, learn things that are bad. You know, it's. I think the one thing that I learned, you know, a lot was it's definitely college is definitely a lot different game than the NFL. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, but you learn stuff and you just kind of continue to show stuff that we've done good on film. We got to continue to build on it and get those guys playing confident. And they know it. That's the cool thing about our room, is they know it wasn't up to standard. And they know it. They know guys, I mean, and it's just, you know, we were dealt that hand. It just is what it is. And we can continue to try to build the depth, and with the competition in it, I think it's only going to get better.
I mean, you said that you use it for fuel as well, personally. What does that mean for you? I mean, you, like, leave the house, you got playing on film to get fired up?
I mean, I just use it, you know, you just want to put good stuff on film.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, we've talked about it all the time, is like, when guys, who are you when teams or other people watch the silent film? When you flip on the film, no announcers, no nothing. When we watch the silent film, who are you? And we are what we put on film last year. I am that football coach, and that's what we're trying to. So every day we talk about, you're exactly what I mean. Saturday and stuff like that. It's like, you are who you put on that silent film. Whoever's sitting there watching our film in a dark room without announcers, and they're just watching Kentucky offensive line, that's who we are. And that's kind of the fuel we are. Like, who do you want to be? And we don't want to be what we were last year. You know, there were some bright spots, and then we grew as a group, and we did some good things, but it wasn't consistent enough. It wasn't up to standard, and it wasn't why. You know, I mean, that ultimately you want to continue with the standard that was here when you get brought in and do a great job, and for what Schlarman built. And I know that, and that's my fuel. I mean, that's I want to do a good job.
All right, thanks, y'all, so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.